Hello, what's going on everyone? And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at how we can build a bulk SMS application. And I'm going to basically demo the application for you guys. But before we do that, we're going to be using an API called a Twilio, which is this. And all you need to do is to go ahead and then click on start for free to be able to get an account with them right now. So you need to click on this particular button and then fill the form. Once you are done doing that, you can actually come back to the video. Okay. So we just basically need to fill out this particular form and then submit the form. And once you get verified, and you can come back to the application. And once you are signed up successfully and you are logged in, you are going to be given this 15.50 credit trial that you can actually use for your testing. Okay, and then you can actually follow these steps to be able to successfully send an SMS, and that is to get a phone number first of all, and then you send your first SMS. You can start building your app, and after that you follow the tutorial and just things of that nature anyway. So we basically may not have to be taking a look at what they're actually doing right here, but what I want to do first of all is that I want to get a phone number by clicking on this right here. And if you also scroll down, you should be able to see your account information right here, something like your account SID, which is right here, and you can also get your access token from this particular place, which you are going to be using for your integration. But the first thing I want to do is to go ahead and click on this get phone number, and then they said congratulations, and they have given me a phone number. This is actually the phone number that I'm actually going to use to for testing right now. Okay, so we need to just take note of this particular phone number that we have on the phone right here. Okay, all right, so let's demo the application for you guys, and I'm going to record my small phone right here. And the reason for that is because I don't have a way of actually connecting my small phone to the screen for you guys to actually see. But what I'm going to do right now is to record it with my bigger phone right here. And what I'm going to do right now is to enter the phone number that I basically want to send that message to. And I'm going to explain quite a few things as we move along. So the phone number that I have right here is actually located on the API that we're basically using. So in here, what I want to do right now is to just enter a message. Let's just say something like, hi. You say this is an SMS from, I can just say, code Kinder, like that. And then we'll go ahead and hit on send. And as you can see, there is a success message right here, but it has not delivered to my phone. But let's wait to see whether my phone is actually going to get a message. And you see that I just got a new message right here. So what I'm going to do is to go ahead and open it up right now. And you see the phone number that is actually there right now. I'm going to explain that to you, how to actually get that. That's just a phone number showing where the message is actually coming from. Okay, it could be like your name that could be here, something like, let's say, code Kinder right there. And that's just actually possible when you actually pay for the stuff. Okay, but you see the message in here, it said sent from Twilio trial account, and the message says, hi, this is an SMS from code Kinder. So that's just what the message is right here, and that's actually what I typed into the form just before now. Okay, so that's just how that actually works, and we're going to test that right more in case, let's say for instance, you have an issue by putting a phone number that is actually not supposed to be there. And let's say I'm going to put this particular phone number right there, and then just say something like hi, and I'm going to just basically get an error by clicking. When I click send right now, see that I go to the error page. Okay, so if the message sends successfully, we're going to go to the success page, and if it is not successful, go to the error page. That's just basically what the application actually looks like. So let's dive right in. All right, so first of all, what we want to do right now is to write the user interface. And if you take a look at my browser right now, what I'm going to do, let me just first of all create a new tab right here, and then try to solve to the new folder that I've just created. I think I need to actually show you that right now. So I've just created a new folder that I just called bulk SMS, and I have nothing inside of it right now. So I want to create my index inside of that place right now. So this is going to be index.php, and then we'll have that opened up, and I want to like generate the HTML boilerplate on this particular page right now. So if I do, if I put exclamation and then hit tab from there, I should have this particular boilerplate displayed for me right now. And the first thing I want to do is just change the title right here, which I'm going to just call, let's call this bulk SMS. And within the body, we are just going to go ahead and put something like a form within the body. Okay, so sorry about that. All right, so I want to take away this that I just typed in here. So within the body, the first thing I want to do is just create the form tag right now. So this is going to be form, and I'm going to set that to an action, and I'm going to just set that to empty strings, meaning that it's going to use this page to process the form, and then set the method to post. So this is going to be posts method right there, and that is it for what I want to add to that particular place. So the next thing is I just basically need to close out this particular form down here. So this is going to be form, and then the form is closed. Then we need to create some of the inputs in here and even the labels. So I want to create my first label right here. So this is going to be label, and let's say I want to add so let's go ahead and then kind of add the text that I want to see. So let's say that this is going to be recipient, and we can go ahead and close out the label right away. And after that, we need to create an input for that particular label. So this is going to be input, and we're going to just go ahead and then set the type of the input to, let's say this is going to be a text or number, whatever you want to do. That's just completely fine. So I'm going to just do text right there, and we can just add an ID if we want, if we're going to use something like JavaScript, but I'm just going to skip that. What I want to do right now is go ahead and then add the name attribute, and let's say that this is going to be recipient. Let's make sure we type recipient correctly. Recipient underscore number. That is just that. We can add an additional attribute right there, which is actually called a required. So let's make sure that that's actually required, meaning that it must force people to put in something like a phone number in there before they can actually proceed to the next level. So I want to create another label right here, which is basically going to be just for the message body. So I'm going to just say message, and then we can close out that right here. So this is going to be label, and let's make sure we type label correctly. So down here we can go ahead and then bring in the text area for where they have to like put the message that they want to send out. So this is going to be text area, and we can give that a name. Let's say that the name of the text area is just basically going to be name. So let's send that to name, and that is just that. So we'll close that down here, and then close the tag, the text area tag right here. So this is going to be text area, and that is it for that. So what I'm going to do right now is that if I save this right now, I want to solve to that particular file. So let me just say localhost, and sorry about that. So this, I think we'll call that a bulk SMS. Let's make sure reference to that bulk SMS, and let's open that up. And then this is just the form on the screen for us. So we are going to just add a few lines of CSS to make that look beautiful. Okay, just basically look like the former one. And to do that is really very simple. What we're going to do right now is that we need to create a new file in here, and just call that style.css. Okay, so we need to write some styles for this particular application right here, and I'm going to start off with styling that of the body of the application. So this is going to be body. I'm going to just select the body, and I'm going to just first of all select the font family. And what I want to use for the font family, I'm going to just say area. This is going to be area. I want to take away this Helvetica right there. I just want to say something like sans serif, just like that. This is the font family that I want to use. And after that, I want to set the margin of that particular body to 0 right now. So this is going to be set to 0, and I want to display everything that is on that particular page as flex. So this is going to be flex, and after that we're going to go ahead and then align the items. So we're going to just say align. Let's make sure we type align correctly. So this is going to be align dash items, and we're going to just go ahead and align that to the center of the web page. So this is going to be center, and after that we're going to just go and justify the content. So this is going to be justify content to the center of the web page, and that is just that. So after that, we want to set the height for it. So this is going to be height, and we'll set the height to 100 VH. So this is going to be 100 VH. That's viewport, and meaning that we want the whole body to just take the full path or the full space on the screen. And we're going to just set a background right now. Okay, so let's say this is going to be background, and we're going to go ahead and set that to the following hexadecimal numbers. So this is going to be F4, F4, F4 right there. Okay, so and I believe that that's just something like an ash color or something of that nature. I mean a gray color. Okay, so if we go back to the browser right now and then we'll refresh, we'll notice that that style is not actually coming in, and the reason for that is because we do not have any connection with that of the index right here. So we want to connect the two. by using link rel, and I'm going to set that to style sheet, and then we can just choose href right here and set that to be equal to the style.css, and I want to close out that right here. So if we save this right now, then refresh our web page right here, at least we should be able to see that the content has been pushed to the center of the web page and then the background appeared. Okay, so that's just basically what that is. So the next thing I want to do right now, I want to style the form to look just like the former, but it's not something that I'm going to just sit down here and write for right now for us to actually type out all of the code. So I want to just copy and paste the style, and then I'll go over it. All right, so as far as the style for that of the form is concerned, that's beginning from here down here, and what I'm going to just do is to just basically paste the code within our CSS. I'm going to go ahead and paste that in here, and I know that we do have quite a few other styles, so but I just want you to focus on the form right here. So the form styling actually started from this particular place. Okay, so I want to just separate that. So this is the formal style I've just written, and then whatever you're seeing from here is just for the form. I'm just kind of trying to style the form to make it look better, so you can pause the video and then type out this. This is just for the hover effect, and I'm just styling the input right here to make sure that it takes full width of the display space, and I'm setting all of the input to your display block. That means that they're going to stay on separate lines. And after that, I start the button right here. And after that, for this particular one that I have in here, I want to show you when I create the div. Okay, but that's not actually on this particular page. That just has to be on the error and that of the success page. Okay, that's just what this style is actually here for, and I believe it's actually simple enough. So I'm going to save the changes in here, and if we go back to our browser and refresh, and then it seems like we have the form is actually looking just the way that it should be, but then we do not actually add our submit button. So I forgot that, so we need to do that right now. And to do it, we need to go back to our index page, and then we need to add that down here. Okay, so I'm going to just create a button right here. So this is going to be button, and let's say that the button type is actually going to be set to submit. So I'm going to just set this to submit, and what we actually want to see is something like send SMS, and we can go ahead and then terminate that particular line in here by closing the tag in there. So if I save and then go back to the browser right here, you see that the submit button it kind of comes in. You see that? So that's just how the interface is actually going to look like. The next thing we want to do right now is to go ahead and then see how is it that if somebody actually clicks on the submit button of this page, we want to go ahead and then process whatever that has been typed into this place. And to do that, we're going to use our PHP to do that. I want to do it at the very top of this particular page. Okay, so I'm going to just add my PHP tags in here. So this is going to be PHP, and so at the very top of this place, I want to just first of all check for something like a post method. And to do that, I'm going to just do that in an if statement. So I'm going to just say if. Okay, so within this particular if statement, I'm going to just use a super global variable called a server. And what I want to basically check is I'm going to just check if it is actually a post method. And for that reason, if I use an index that is actually called a request, so let's just say request underscore method right here. If that particular method is actually equal to a post method, if it is actually equal to post method right here, so we'll just put post. What we basically want to do right here, we want to just first of all capture some of the things that are actually coming from that of the form. Okay, so that's just basically what we want to do. So the first thing is to just grab the recipient phone number. So I'm going to do that right here. So I'm going to create a variable and just say recipient called a recipient number, and I'm going to just basically use a post super global variable to actually capture that. So within this particular place right now, I need to enter the name that is actually represented in the form. And if we scroll down right now, I don't think, okay, it's even right here. So I'm going to copy this because I don't think I still remember that. Paste that in here. And I want to wrap this with our HTML special chars kind of a function. Okay, so this is going to be HTML special chars, and wrap that around this. And not only that, we also want to trim any possible white space from that particular place. I'm going to just say trim and then close that right here. And I want to go ahead and then terminate that particular line. Okay, so I want to copy this line right now so that I can actually capture that of the phone number field. I mean the message field. So to do that is really very simple. I'm going to change this particular variable right now to message, and I want to copy this particular name in here into this particular place. Okay, because that's just basically what we also called it within the text area. Okay, we think we made a mistake. We need to have used something like message here. So let's change that right now. So it should be message. Sorry about that, guys, and I know that quite a good number of you figured that out a while ago. So that's just that. So we have the two fields a kind of a captured right now. The next thing we need to do right now is to start writing our COI. But before we start doing that, we need to like capture some details. Okay, we need to grab our details from the API that we're going to actually be using. Although we're going to be using Twilio, just like I said before. So right now I need to go back to my Twilio account. I want to log in back right now and then grab some few credentials. Okay, let me create some variables right here. This is going to be called account, and the account SID, just call that account SID, and that's actually going to be captured. I'm going to put it in this particular place at a later time. And after that, we're also going to need something like an auth token. So I'm going to create a variable that I'm going to just call auth token, and I want to set that to this particular quotes, and we're going to just basically get those credentials from our Twilio account as we move along. So the next thing is to grab onto the phone number that they have given me. So I'm going to create a variable for that, and just call that something like Twilio number, and we should also set that to be equal to this strings that we have here. Okay, so let me go in and then get those credentials. So let's go to Twilio. Alright, so these are the credentials. I think I've actually shown you this before now. So I'm going to copy mine and go back to that place, paste that right there. That's my account SID, paste it right there. So I basically have everything that I need right here. So all the credentials are here right now. So we can now move on to some other things like writing the CURL code. However, before I actually start writing the CURL code, I know that some of you might be curious on how you can actually make use of a multiple phone numbers. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is that I want to paste a snippet of code that you could actually use if you want to use multiple phone numbers. But if you are still on their trial mode, so if you are still using the free credit, there will be no need for you to try to make use of the code I'm about to actually drop for you right here. When you make payment and you are now upgraded, that's when you should do this. So you basically need to just get the phone numbers, put them in an array, so you can use explode like this to, of course, when people are going to be typing their phone numbers, they need to like separate it with comma and the rest of the things that they basically need to do. So all you need to do is to just explode it to pick out this particular commas right here. Just put it in an array. Okay, just put that in an array. That's what I did down here. And then once you go out of that place, you can loop through this particular variable called the recipient for numbers. If you look through it, you can now actually send messages to all of the phone numbers that you could actually put in there. And I hope that this hint is actually going to help you in case you upgrade your account. But for now, I'm still on the trial mode, so I cannot actually make use of this right now. I won't be able to send any message to more than a single phone number at the moment. So that's just what it is right now. So let's move on with the CURL code down here. So I'm going to just put a comment right here, and I'll just say something like start the CURL. All right, so to start the COI connection right here, we'll first of all need to get the API endpoint, which we can actually, I want to put a comment here and just say something like Twilio endpoint, and I want to put that in a variable. So this is going to be Twilio endpoint, like that, and I want to go and get it right now and then put that in this particular string, which if you want to do that, it's not publicly displayed right here. What you want to do is to just click on this docs and support, and then go to developers page, and then you can get that. So I want to open up the page right here, which is from this particular place. Okay, and if you land on this particular page, you just basically need to you click on this on COI. If you go to the PHP, they're going to be giving you the PHP library, and you may not be able to find the endpoint from here. So you click on COI, and if you click on COI, they should be able to display the URL for you right here. Okay, which is this. I'm going to copy this right now and then go back to my development environment. So if you are finding it difficult to go to this URL, you can just basically just look at the URL. You just have to copy. If you just go to this particular place, you should be able to land on this page. So let me go back to my development environment and then paste that right here. And of course, I need to modify quite a few things in here. And if you take a look at the URL right here, I'm going to need this. This is going to be basically a variable that we have actually created right here. This is going to be this particular variable that we have in here. So I want to concatenate onto that right here. So to do that, I'm going to just copy this, and you can just simply use something like, let me go ahead and use something like, let's use curly braces right here, and then go ahead and then put that right there. Okay, so let's paste that particular thing in there, and that is just that for getting the endpoints URL. All right, so since we have the endpoint written down there, so to explain this is really very simple. This is just like a version. This is the latest version that they have on their documentation right now. Okay, so they just have that in there, and you just need to concatenate that onto your account SID. That's just that. Okay, and after that, the next thing that we need to do right now is to just start writing our coin. So I'm going to just try to create our coin handler here with ch, which is a variable, and we can just say curl underscore init, and we can go ahead and then terminate this particular line. But then we're going to need this particular variable for the endpoint right here. So I'm going to copy that and then put that right here. Okay, so we have that right there. So the next thing we need to do is to go ahead and then set our configurations. So I'm going to put a comment here and then say set curl config, okay, which is short for configurations. All right, so as far as the configuration is actually concerned, I know that we have actually done this quite a lot of time before, where we normally just say something like curl underscore something like setup, just say setup like this, and you can go ahead and then begin to set whatever configuration that you want to set, okay, which I've done on my channel quite a lot of time. So what I want to do right now, if you just copy and paste the configuration for this, and then I'm going to go through it. So I'm going to copy that and paste right here. And if you take a look at this right here, so basically, let me just try and tap this over. All right, so this is just basically what we have in here. I think you understand almost everything that is in here right now. Okay, so just trying to set that to post request. And down here, I'm just basically trying to make sure that since I'm on the local drive, I'm not on the live HTTPS. So I'm just trying to make sure that it does not actually force over to HTTPS. And after that, which other thing is actually hard to understand here. Okay, right here. So this particular line right here, I'm just trying to use that to set that in form of something like a header. Okay, so this is basically, just take it as if you want to set something like you want to send some stuff through the HTTP request, you want to set it like this. Okay, you want to use this particular option to actually set it. Okay, so basically what I want to send is my the account SID and that of the authorization token, which is in form of a password and username. So that's what I'm just basically doing right here. So if you want to set that through something like HTTP request, this is how to do it. Okay, you use this type of a configuration to do that. And then after that, we are just setting the post body, okay, which basically just the data that is actually needed to be able to send the message. So you are going to need the number that you are going to actually send that to, which is the tool right here, and then the number that is actually coming from, which is the Twilio phone number that we have, and we'll have all these things up there. Okay, now here is the message. So they use body for the message. That's just basically what that is, and I think that it's actually simple enough to understand. Okay, so that's just what that is. So let's move on. The next thing we basically need to do right now is to go ahead and then execute this particular call, and to execute that is really very simple. So we're going to do that down there, and we're going to put that in a variable. So this is going to, remember that this is just an array. So it's an array of a lot of information right here. And this last one does not even need to actually have something like a comma, but it will still work just the way that it is right there. All right, so what we're going to do right now is down here, we want to basically go ahead and execute our call right here. So I'm going to just say execute request or connection, whatever you want to call that. And to execute that, we're going to put that, I want to put it in the variable that I'm going to just call response. And if we put that in response, we're going to just basically use a function in call that is actually called curl underscore exec to just basically execute that particular call in there. And we're going to need the ch variable that we've actually set before now. So this is going to be ch to be able to execute that. And then that is it on how to basically execute that and then have that. And the next thing that we can do is to just go ahead and then close the call. So if you want to close that, we can just basically do it down there by I'm going to just do that down here. So this is going to be curl underscore. So this is going to be underscore close, and we can terminate that. But then that's still going to need the ch, which is the call handler right there. So basically, you kind of close the call connection right there, which is going to save up quite a lot of resources from our server. Okay, so after that, if you want to capture the responses and put that, just decode it. If you want to decode the responses, you can actually do it down here. So I'm going to put a comment and just say decode responses, and I want to put that in a variable. So let's just go ahead and call this response data. So this is going to be data like that, and we can go ahead and then set that to be equal to what is it called, a function that is actually called a JSON underscore decode. Okay, and we can go ahead and then terminate this line. But within this particular place, we're going to need this particular variable called the response right here. So that's the raw data. We get that, paste that right in. I want to make sure that this is actually a variable, okay? and then we can set a second parameter right there, set that to true. Okay, so with that line, we basically kind of decoded that stuff right there. Okay, so that's just basically how to get that and then get that decoded. So the next thing you want to do right now is to check if a message has actually been sent. Okay, so if you want to print out this, we can actually do that. So in case you send a message, if it goes through or not, we want to kind of find out. So for that reason, let me just copy this variable right here and just do something like print r on it. And let's just do print r, and I want to go ahead and then paste that particular variable that I just copied right now into that particular place. And then if we go back to our browser right now, we need to go to, okay, let's close the former. So this is the one that we're just basically working on. Now let me refresh first of all, and it seems like we'll have an error which is on undefined array key 0 on the index. So let's find out where this particular error is actually coming from. So I think I'm not even seeing that very well because of the forming there, but I'm going to let me just copy that code from that place, and then I want to paste that down here. So let me just put a comment and paste that, and it says undefined key 0 in bulk SMS index on line 2. So that's just coming from line 2. On line 2 on our index. So if we check right here, and this is our line 2. Okay, so we do have an issue right here. Alright, so that issue is just basically coming based on the way that I put this square bracket in here. So this square bracket is actually supposed to be here. So I'm going to take that away from there and then put it in this particular place. Then save this. And if we go back and then refresh our web page right now, and I think I need to delete this particular thing that I just brought in here. Where is it? The code I just copied into this place. So we need to okay, so we need to take this away. And I think I also removed I think I removed quite a couple of things. Let me just use Ctrl Z to go back to that place first of all. If we go back here, okay. Alright, so this is how it should be right now. But then I need to go back here and then take away this and then bring back the square brackets. So let's save this, and then if we go back and then refresh this page, we shouldn't have any errors now. Okay, so if we go in here right now, let's say we kind of enter the phone number that is actually associated with that particular line right now, which is the number that you used in registering, and you have the number verified. We can go ahead and then put a message in here and just say something like, hi, this is a test SMS from code Kinder. Okay, so I think I still need to record my, okay, I don't even need to do that right now. Maybe on the final testing we may have to record our phone, but what I'm going to do is just keep my phone close to the microphone. So if we get a message, you should be able to hear that from my phone. So I'm going to click this, and then it seems like that message was actually sent successfully. Okay, so if you take a look at this thing very well, I see that the message has been sent, and then if you listen to my phone, you see that account of it came in. Okay, so that's actually successful. And I want to refresh this page, and let's say for instance we enter a phone number that is not actually verified by Twilio, and then we try to do whatever we want to do. If we want to send any message in here and then send this, we're going to get an error. And you see that we get an error right here. Okay, so invalid phone number right here. Okay, so that's just how it works. So let's try to conclude this right now by going back to our development environment. And what we want to do is, if we scroll down to right here, I want to comment this particular line out. So now we know that the stuff actually kind of sends out the message that we want. So the next thing we want to do is to just verify if that particular message was actually sent out. We want to go ahead and then redirect them to the right pages that we would like them to actually go to. And to do that is actually very simple. So I'm going to just put a comment here and just check if message was sent. And to do that, let's put that in our new statement. So this is going to be if, and we're going to make use of this response data. I'm going to copy this. So if response data right there and is actually set. So what we want to check whether it's actually set is the SID. Okay. So from that, what has just been printed for us on that screen that time. So we want to check for the SID. And the way that is actually grabbed is this. So first of all, we're going to need this response code right here. We need to put it in here. And then once we get that, remember that we have this as an array. That's what we added through right here. So to fetch everything that is actually coming from that place or anything, you just need to put your square bracket. And then the index that we want to actually fetch is called the SID. Okay, and I think I should have shown you that from that particular place. But if you take a look at your own now, you should be able to see something of that nature. So if we are able to see SID within our response code, that means that everything worked just fine, and then we can go ahead and then send out the message. Redirect people to the respective pages that they actually need to go to. So let's put a comment here and just say redirect. And to do that, we're going to use header in PHP. So this is going to be header. And within this particular place, we're going to just say location. And I want to send that to success, which is the page we haven't created. I'm going to just do HTML right there. And let's go ahead and then exit out right here. All right, so I want to copy this right now and then put an else part right here. So this is going to be else. So in case we could not actually find this within the response code, what do we want to do? We just basically want to redirect them to the error page. So that's what I want to do down here. So let's say redirect to error page, and this is going to be error. And again, it's a page I haven't actually created. So we want to create that right now. And to do that, I'm going to just click here and just say something like error.html. And that is it right there. And the next one I want to create is called the success. So this is going to be success.html.
I hope that you are enjoying our content, and if that is actually true, there is just one thing that I want you to do for me right now. If you're watching this particular video on YouTube right now, that is a red subscribe button right there that you can actually click on to subscribe to us if you have not subscribed before. And there is also a like and share button down there that you can actually click. And these things, they don't actually take a long time to actually accomplish. And if you are watching us on Facebook, X, or Instagram, there is also a follow button, there is a like button and a share button that you can actually click right now to help us turn on the algorithm for this particular video. I hope you're enjoying our videos. A lot more are going to actually come your way. And make sure that you are subscribed and then following our page so that you don't miss out on any great videos of this nature. We're bringing you quite a lot of things in the future. Thanks for subscribing and then following us.
And that has also been created. So I want to copy this page right now. This is going to be Control A, and then paste everything that I got from this particular place now into this place. And I want to take away the PHP part of it, everything in the PHP part. So I just want to have let me just say something like error page, or basically let's just say error right there, okay, for the error. And I want to take away this particular forming here and then create a new div. I'm just going to say div and then class, set the class to something like error, and let's close that tab, that div right here. So this is going to be div, and within this div we just want to create h1. I want to create h1 right there and just say something like error sending SMS. Let's just basically do error right here, and then down here we can just do something like let's close out that h1 right here. And then we can now have something like a paragraph down here, which we can just say message was not sent. So we can just say something like please try again later, like that. So let's close out the p tag in here, and that is just that. So I want to copy this page right now and then put that in the success page. What I want to do is to change this to success. So this is going to be success, and change this to success. And I can see that I also made an error right here. This is supposed to be just capital letter error. So make sure you do that, and then come back here. This is success, and then we can just say something like message has been sent successfully. All right, so that's just basically how that is looking right now. And if you take a look at our CSS, we'll have styles for that already. Okay, so we'll have styles for that. So if we check right now, let's say we refresh this particular page, and let's put that phone number back again. Let's say that this is a final test from Twilio and code Bulk SMS app, okay, like that. So let's just say that that is just basically the message that we want to send out right now. And what I'm going to do right now is that I want to record my screen again to see whether I'm still going to actually get this. So I want to put my phone number on right now. All right, so we're going to basically do the last test right now. So what I'm going to do right now is just click on send, and let me see what is going to actually happen. And then we'll see that we get a success right here. That message was actually sent successfully. That's why it was redirected to here. And if you take a look at it here, the message I just shown. So we can just basically go ahead and open it up, and you can see if I open it right now, you see that it says sent from your Twilio trial account. This is a final test from Twilio and code SMS Bulk app. Okay, so that just the message we just sent out right now. Okay, and I can see that the title up here, we should have changed that within our coding environment right here. So if you check here, see that the title here is error. So what we need to have in here is basically, what we need to have in here is basically success, okay? And as you can see, my battery is actually down right now. So, but this is just it, guys. So if you like what you just watched, go ahead and then give me a like. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, you can go ahead and subscribe right now. And I hope you really enjoyed this. So I have a lot more coming your way. Thanks for watching, and then I will see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.